Could you tell me briefly about your past history in sourcing venture capital?
Sure. I raised $23 million from Mayfield and Worldview between 96 and 98 for a company called Simplex Solutions. And then with my current company, First Rain, I raised just over $40 million between 2006 and 2010 from Oak Investment Partners.
Wow, you've got lots of experience then. So what personal lessons, being a woman sourcing venture, have you taken away from your successes and or failures in that regard?
So personal lessons would be to say, I really think you have to have three things when you're selling your ideas or selling yourself to a venture capitalist. You have to have a really good idea. You have to have operational experience, so P&L type experience, running a business, running a division of a business, something like that. And you have to take yourself seriously. There's a level of gravitas and seriousness that you need to have, or other people don't take you seriously. And my experience is when I don't do that, I am consistently underestimated. So I've learned to manage myself to a point where I don't get underestimated through the process.
Wow, great point. Thank you for that. What attitudes and biases towards you being female have you noted from venture capitalists when you've been sourcing venture, if any biases, of course?
So I think there are two kinds of VCs. There are VCs who really don't care what gender or color you are. They care who you are as a person, and they care about your experience and your ideas and your ability to build a team. So if you have strong ideas and you're very sure of yourself, and as I said, you have operating experience, so you know how to build a team, you know how to build a product, you know how to go to market, whatever your experience is, you've come from sales and marketing or you've come from engineering, and by the way, you have a much higher probability of getting funded if you are technical than if you're not, just statistically much higher chance. There's a set of VCs who just don't care. And then there's a set of VCs who politely listen to you and are slightly patronizing through the whole thing and say, I'll get back to you. And I've learned to try and sort those out very early on in the process and make sure that I only spend my time with the guys who actually are looking for, are you a spark? Are you a leader? Or are you somebody that's going to change the world with your ideas? And focus your time on them, and the ones who patronize you, just shake their hand and thank them.
Very good. You've got a good filtering system then, I gather. What qualities do you think women entrepreneurs need specifically to successfully source venture capital?
So as I said before, I think it makes a huge difference if you're technical. Yeah. And one of the problems we have is we don't have very many technical women coming up through the ranks. Yes. So women statistically have a lower probability of getting financed just to the sheer numbers. There aren't that many that are technical. Women are leaving technology. There's programs like the Anita Borg Institute to try and keep women in technology, but they're leaving. Right. And so if you don't have enough technical women coming up through the ranks, you don't have as many women even trying to do ventures. So that is the beginning problem. But then the second thing I've seen is I've met a lot of women entrepreneurs who don't play the game like a man. They don't take themselves seriously enough. They're emotional. They don't have the gravitas to build a team and lead a team. Although I've seen a lot of male entrepreneurs like that too, so it's not a uniquely female thing.
Okay.
But to get funded as a woman, I think you have to have executive presence. I think until we have a lot more successful women entrepreneurs, the VCs are looking for executive presence. It's just what I think one of the aspects they need to see.
Well, that sort of half answers my next question, and I was just going to ask you, in your opinion, what percentage of women would qualify then as regards having these qualities, and can they be developed or are they innate? And if so, what are your ideas about how this could happen, how they could be developed?
So they can absolutely be developed in companies. And so one of the things I believe very strongly is that companies need to develop their female employees. If you don't have programs that help you recruit and retain and really develop your female employees, I think as a company it's been proven now your company is less likely to be successful. Diversity definitely increases your probability of success. But also you will lose your talented women if you don't have enough of them. And so I feel very strongly that companies need to develop operating talented women, and that's not just HR and finance and marketing communications. That's P&L responsibility, sales leadership, etc. So you get more women with operating experience, because you need operating experience to successfully not only raise money, but once you've raised money, to run a company. So if you want to run your own company, you need to get operating experience in a company first.
And I gather that would also entail some sort of support for mentoring women. Would that be correct? Do you believe in that?
Yes, very much so. I was very, very blessed to have a couple of really good mentors.
Fantastic. Yes. Okay, yeah. I think that's...
White men, of course. But I had them.
White geek men.
Yes, both white technical men, exactly.
Do you think that the challenges that women entrepreneurs or startups have historically faced mean that we will always be underrepresented sourcing venture?
Always is a really long time, so no.
Right. So
I think it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. But I think it changes with every generation. And, I'm of a generation now where when I started, there were no women in management in the firms that I joined, and I was the first woman executive in the company I worked for. And then in semiconductor, I was the first woman to be a CEO of a company in the space. And now I see more women running companies, more women with technology degrees, more women staying in computer science. So I think it's a generational thing, and I think it's only a matter of time now. But we have to help each other. Those of us that do it need to help the other women at least get trained so they have a fair shot at it. And
I guess what we've got going for us is that women are generally very open or receptive to supporting other women, mainly due to our struggles that we've obviously all gone through at some point.